Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach. Today we're going to talk a bit of team structure, a bit of premiums and that sort of thing. I'm filming this one just on the Saturday. It's sort of early afternoon. So by the time this one uploads, hopefully I'm well over my hangover because I haven't been out the last couple of weeks and yeah, I could be launching fairly hard. I've got work at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, so gives me a little bit of recovery time, so we'll see how we go. So I wanted to smash out a few SuperCoach vids, watch a bit of the racing, and then hit a few cans. And on sinking cans, I think I had my live session. Not that I was sinking cans at the time, but I wouldn't mind breaking it up with a bit of a loose Friday night session every now and then. Go live, get a couple of beverages going, and just lighten things up. You know, we talk a lot of SuperCoach, and it's been amazing how many questions and feedback I've got from that, which is awesome, but wouldn't mind just talking a bit of shit as well. So I'm watching a game of footy as we go. But we'll touch on that as we sort of get into the season. And speaking of the live feed, I did get quite a few questions surrounding structure, and particularly something I get asked a lot is how many premiums should be in my starting squad? Well, before we talk about the starting squad, and we talk about the starting squad all the time, but what we never talk about is how you get the squad you want in the end. Now, we would probably get a lot of people that by round 14, or once the buys hit, you know, you haven't planned too well, you cop too many zeros, your side's fucked. You see a lot of people that aren't super serious or do get disheartened, probably throw the towel in around the buy period. But if you can plan through there nicely, I reckon you'll be okay. But the fact is we want to get our side full of premiums not too long after the buys, really. So point being, how many premiums should you start with? I like to look at how many trades you're probably going to need to get that final squad of 22 premiums. So in a perfect world, we pick the premiums at the start of the year, none of them get injured, and they all deliver on what we thought. You know, we don't have to touch them. They're keepers, good as gold. Doesn't always work like that. I can tell you that. So what am I doing at the moment? I've got 10 premiums, and I think that's bare minimum. I would probably advise, you know, maybe 11, but it's a bit of a variable question because what's a premium? In your eyes, it's different to mine. I look at Jai Simpkin, I think he can be a premium. Other people would scoff and say no thanks. So it's all in the eye of the beholder. I reckon you can talk about genuine premiums like Laird and Neil, Oliver, Martin, those types of things. They are definitely premiums. So I've got 10 along those lines. And then if you want to call Simpkin a bit of a half premium, and I guess by that, you know, I've got Simpkin, I've got Tom Green, I've got Jai Caldwell. Let's say those are three guys that I'm picking that in a perfect world I could keep all year. Let's call them 1.5 of a premium between them because history would suggest those selections, they rarely always go swell. You might hit 2 out of 3. I'd be happy to hit 2 out of 3, to be honest. Of course, 3 would be great, but you might only hit 1. So in my eyes, maybe I've got 11.5 premiums, if that makes any sort of sense. So have a look at your side, take a look, count them up. What do you got? 10, 11, 12? Not too bad, not too bad. It all depends on how many mid-prices you really go with. So from there, let's say you've got 11 premiums. It's a nice chilled out number. It's probably a fairly popular number for premiums for most people. How many trades you got? 30. So let's break it down. We got 11 premiums. Let's cross our damn fingers that they all remain premiums. Fantastic, good as gold. It's June, we're flying. Didn't have to trade out any of those blokes. So we've got our 30 trades. How are you going to acquire the 11 premiums to add to your initial 11 to get 22 premiums? And then we're laughing. Now, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to downgrade some of your rookies and upgrade some other rookies to a fallen premium or maybe just a premium that's within reach. So I've been doing SuperCoach for years. It roughly works out to be 1-to-1. You know, 1 downgrade will normally give you 1 upgrade. Sometimes you're 20k short, sometimes you're 30k over, but across the season, you're pretty much 1-to-1. So let's say to get those 11 premiums, 11 downgrades, 11 upgrades. You've used 22 trades and you've got 8 remaining. And let's cross our fingers again, not too many injuries, at least not long-term ones. I think history would suggest we probably use 4 to 6 trades on injuries. And that leaves us with anywhere from 2 to 4, what I like to call luxury trades. Now, they are luxury trades for a reason. You might blow them all. You might screw up one trade, you bugger this one up, you cop a few more injuries than you'd like, and you're just scrapping around just by round 19 just to field 22 premiums. Doesn't always work out perfect, but in a perfect world, you'll have 3, 5, 7 trades, couple of injuries pop up throughout the year, but you might be able to have a couple of luxury upgrades towards the end of the year. But that's pretty much how I look at it. I sort of work backwards from that starting squad. So that's a hell of a lot of talking for a simple answer. You need somewhere between 10 to 12 premiums, basically. 10 to 12 premiums in your starting squad, and then work it from there. But all elements of our game are crucial. You got to nail the premiums. You got to have the right rookies. And if you pull the trigger on a couple of mid prices, which we normally do, we normally have 2 to 4 mid prices in our side. If a couple of those come through, or if all of them come through, then you'll be on fire in the early weeks. But that's pretty much, I like to break it down with the trades. You're going to need anywhere from 20 to 22 to get the job done in upgrading. And you always need at least a handful in terms of injuries. Sometimes you cup a little bit worse luck. But I just wanted to, this video is a bit, maybe wishy-washy because it's really dependent on your own side and your own lineup, and it's pros and cons to whichever way you go about it. I could sit here and I could downgrade Hayden Young, downgrade Jordan Clark, downgrade Paddy Dow, and then I could upgrade some rookie to a premium. But it's not always about what your premium number is, because if you can find near enough premium numbers from those discounted guys, that is what a mid-pricer is all about. So don't just always hedge your bets on going pure guns and rookies. There is some gold to be had with the mid-pricer, particularly in the forward line this year. So I think I might do a structure video. I'll just see. I had the SuperCoach must-haves yesterday. Got some traps coming up as well. We'll go live throughout the week. But yeah, otherwise I want to sort of do maybe a few versus videos, but I might map that out for the rest of the afternoon, because what have we got, like 4 or 5 days left, depending whenever I post this. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. It comes up quick, so I might just map out when these vids will come out. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, I'd love you to. I think we got about 10 subscribers in my last live session, which, yeah, I can't wait to go live a hell of a lot more often, to be fair, because I really enjoyed it. I was streaming for like 2 hours, but it actually went really quick. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Stay tuned as to when I do it throughout the week. And what do you think of the thumbnail? Shorty's getting his creative on, starting to get the old technology whirling. Tell you what, I've had some shit thumbnails over the journey, but I was talking to Caden McDonald. He's a Geelong boy as well, and sort of know him. Like, I'm not like mates or anything. Haven't seen him for a long time, but he's a good fella. I think we went to primary school back in the day. But I was just checking in with him, and he was giving me a couple of pointers. He said, "Shorty, sort your thumbnails out. I guarantee you'll get a few more views." So he's a good fella, and yeah, hopefully I'll bump into him out at town soon enough. But if you're watching, mate, g'day, and yeah, thank you, and hopefully the thumbnails are starting to get up to scratch. They've still got a long way to go, but I'll talk to you guys soon. Shorty's off on a tangent. See ya.